everyone. This is Raj Kumar D, Assistant Professor from Department of Information Technology, Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. And in this lecture, we are going to discuss about how to assign an IP address, which is covered in the subject Network Administration using Linux. So overview of IP assignment. So the process of configuring a unique IP address to any network device. So any devices which is connected in the network has to be uniquely identified. So we are assigning an IP address for each devices which are connected to a network. The purpose of this IP assignment is to enable devices to communicate on both remote and local networks. So in this IP configuration methods, we are going to have two types of methods where we are be having a static IP configuration where the IP address is going to be done in a static procedure or in a normal way. The next one is the dynamic host configuration protocol where we will be using this DHCP to assign IP addresses to the devices which are connected in the network. So what will be the IP structure? Here we are going to discuss about IPv4. Uh, there is one more a type called IPv6 which uses hexadecimal format which will be used to connect more devices. But here we are going to discuss about IPv4 which is going to be a 32-bit decimal number. So three digits which is separated by dots, and always the subnet max will be in a 255 value, and here the network portion is to identify the network. So if we want to connect a 60 systems inside a particular network, so the network portion will be same for all 60, and the host portion identifies the individual addresses where it ranges from 1 to 60. So here this 192 dot will be the network part, and which will be remaining same, and the 168 also. At the last we are having value called 100, so that is the host portion which ranges from 1 to any number of total number of devices. So next one is the static IP configuration. So here we will be using IP addresses which is being displayed in the diagram. So this uses access the network settings, and it is also used to select interface and adapter. It also helps us to find the classic, choose the IP option, the enter IP address. Then we have to enter the subnet mask. Then next we have to save the configuration. So this is how a static IP configuration is performed. Next comes DHCP. So here the automatic assignment of IP address is done. So here the server takes care of the responsibility of assigning the IP addresses dynamically. So this will be done on a least period where based upon temporary configuration, the least period will be in a different number of days or number of months like that. And it is also used for user devices, guests and mobile clients, so which who will be visiting our network for only minimum number of times. So they are not going to be the permanent part of our network. So they are going to be using like whenever they are accessing our network, they will be using our services, and then they will go off. So this is best usage for this DHCP where the IP address is assigned dynamically. Next comes the how we are going to assign this DH lease acquisition process. So first one is we have to discover the client. So the client based upon broadcast request, which is also already always available, the client will be requesting that they want to connect it to the network. Next one, the server response with an IP offer. So all these are done by this dynamic host configuration protocol. Next, the client accepts the offer. So since he is a temporary visitor, so he accepts the offer. And next one is the server confirms the request. Once the client accepts the offer, the server receives the request, and again it sends a confirmation assignment. So this is how DHCP is using. First there will be a request, and then next will be the confirmation. So what is the difference between static and DHCP? So here in the static IP addresses we will be using manual configuration, fixed IP addresses. There is no expiration since it is permanent part of the network, and it is a time consuming setup, and it is used for a very big infrastructure. Whereas this DHCP dynamic type, we are going to use automatic configuration. It is going to be a temporary address, and it is going to be offered for lease. If we want to renew it, we can renew. This is a very quick setup which is performed by the server, and it is used for user devices. So whenever there is a configure, so there will be normal issues like troubleshooting. So the common problems identified are duplicate IP addresses. Sometimes there is no connectivity. Sometimes this DHCP failure occurs. Next one is the configuration errors. So whenever there is an IP address conflict, so we have to verify the whether the addresses are unique. If this is identical, then we have to change it. When there is no connectivity, we have to make sure that the connectivity is established, and whenever DHCP fails, we have to restart, and whenever there is a configuration errors, we have to check back the configuration and make sure that it is properly working. Okay, so here we have discussed about how IP address is assigned. We have discussed about two types. First one is static and next one is dynamic. I hope this session is very useful for you. We'll meet in the next session. Thank you.